did not make an introduction, but I just wanted to come on here and say hi. I am Jordan PJ. I'm gonna get into a lot of things, but ultimately I wanted to make something to honor and cherish my dad's memory. He passed away on February 3rd, 2024, and things just haven't been the same. So if you're dealing with something similar, if you're dealing with grief, dealing with just loneliness, a change in life, I want a place where you can feel heard, understood, and I just want to share my experience with you. So I hope you enjoy. Each video I kind of want to show you just my experience, like I said, and the real truth behind grieving, especially grieving a parent, grieving a grandparent, grieving a husband. My family, my sisters, all of our lives have been completely changed, and ever since that day, my whole entire family's life have been completely changed. It's a completely new life. Like before the doctor even announced that he passed away, I really felt like this peace overcome me. I felt him passing through me, and the first couple of days or weeks, I should say, I really carried that with me. I carried that feeling of peace with me, which was also, I feel like, my brain kind of being in denial and kind of being in shock to protect me. But ultimately, like, that was just, I'm just so glad that I was able to feel him. But yeah, it was really nice to feel that peace. But since then, it's been hard. It's been really hard every day, just trying to figure out what to do. Honestly, like I wrote this down. I keep chasing to feel like myself again, but the version of me where I could just call my dad and he was just one call away, that version of me is like completely gone. That version of me was so safe and so fearless in a sense. I still like struggled with anxiety, and I would literally come home after work like each night, or come home after whatever I was doing each night, go to my parents' room, and I'd be like, y'all, this anxiety got me, like it's got me in a chokehold, like what are we gonna do? And both my parents would just be like, girl, it's just that what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this anxiety and we're not going to give it any power. And so I was a little anxious mess. I mean, I am kind of an anxious mess, but I had my dad. So this version of me just is so scared. This version of me needs time to grow. This version of me does not know how to make one single decision. And I guess this, in a sense, is me making a decision to come on here and talk about it and work through my emotions. So it's not completely true. I can make a decision for myself, and I obviously have made many decisions up to this point. And I've made the decision every day to get up and keep going. And sometimes it doesn't feel like enough, but at this point in my life, it really doesn't matter. And that is enough, because all I can do right now is just get through each day. The biggest thing that everyone keeps telling me is like, that's perfectly fine. You're supposed to take care of yourself. You're supposed to worry about yourself. And like I said before, oh, my cat found my lipstick. Like I said before, this worry that I have, and this worry that I always have carried with me, it's gotta go. Like, it's just completely gotta go, and I've got to start worrying about myself. I keep wanting to reach out to my old therapist that I had in high school. I literally wrote this, like I wrote a little poem when I was working out. Come here. This is the poem that I wrote. I don't know. I said, I keep wanting to call my, it's not even a poem, it's just like thoughts. Just thoughts. I keep wanting to call my old therapist and tell her the news, but does she even remember my high school blues? How she talked to my dad and conspired to get me well. I felt shame that she would go and tell him how I thought my life was hell. Life was rough, but life's hard today. And Daddy gave me the tools and is watching over me day by day. So I just like to rhyme. I like to like write little things that rhyme, especially when it comes to like how I feel, because it just makes me feel better, and it's fun to rhyme. But like, I remember being in high school, and my counseling was really for like adolescent counseling, just dealing again with anxiety, depression, rejection. Those were like really big things that were going on when I was 16, 17, 18, 19. And my therapist would like go and talk to my dad and tell him about our sessions, and I'd be like, this is not okay. But really, like, my biggest, I guess, reasoning, one of course being my privacy, but another being like, I didn't want him to think like any less of me, I guess. Now that I'm thinking of it all these years later, I think there's a lot of shame in mental health struggles and feeling like not okay. And even through that like shame that is brought on to us from society, my dad never ever made me feel shame from the way that I felt, and he completely was 1,000,000% on my side when it came to trying to get help for me. And thanks, Daddy. Thanks a lot. Of course, thanks to my mom too. I feel like if you're the youngest child, you can relate. My siblings, they're much older than me. They're like 8, 13 years older than me. The parents that I had are not the same parents that they had. And my mom, I really can see where she's coming from in a lot of different things, and I've forced her to come out of her shell, and I forced her to talk about her feelings, and I forced her to just talk about things that, you know, she may not want to talk about, may not be normal for her to talk about. I know that 1,000% my dad helped all of us, and I think we all helped each other, especially just the three of us. We helped each other just growing mentally together. And I'm really young. I'm only 21. I'm like, how old am I now? I'm only 21. And those tools and those skills that I've got from all the professional help, my dad, those are not going anywhere. Even on my worst day, when I'm feeling like, holy shit, I don't want to do anything, I don't even want to wake up, I still have those tools in my back pocket. And it just takes one thing. It takes one thing that I have to do to just help me work a little bit closer to getting out of that mindset. Just getting off my phone and doing a stretch, going on a walk, taking a shower, working out. When I tell you, working out for me has just completely been my savior. It always has been. I really just want to make this just like the truth, the realness of losing a parent when you're literally 21 years old, a 20-year-old teenager. I want to honor my dad. I want to honor my family. I want to share, whoever is willing to, I want to share just the experience we are having after losing my dad, who was like the most amazing man in our lives. He always encouraged me to do things that just made me feel better, and this feels right. So I don't know where this is gonna go. I have so many ideas when it comes to just my life and where I want my life to go, but I have so much time, and I want to make sure that I'm living right for me, I'm living right for my dad, and that life that oh my God, my cat is really tripping. And that life that he saw all of us living, me living, I want to live that life. If you're dealing with anything like this, just know you're really not alone. One thing that I am really pointing to, which is kind of morbid, but it's just that everybody's dad dies. And that's been my saying since my dad died. I guess I didn't realize that everybody's dad died, and it's kind of shocking to think about, but like, it's the truth. And I know I'm not alone in this, because I have my siblings and I have my mom and I have my family, but also because of that fact. So here we are. Here's our community. Do what you need, especially if it's just commenting, talking about your loved one. I want to hear it. Give me a boopsie boop. This is girlhood, this is grief, figuring it out, and this is my life. So let's live it. Let's try to live it. Last thing I'll say is after running on the treadmill, I really was able to remember that I'm still alive. And just like, it's the small things like that. Like, girl, you was out of breath, but you still alive. I don't know. Life is what you make it. So don't make it so serious. There's so much to learn. And I could go on and on about the things that my dad has taught me, and I want to, and I will in time. So if you would like to stick along, I would love to have you. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you very soon, and just keep you updated on my new life. Alright, y'all. Everything appears to be the same, but in fact, everything is different.